Welcome to John's Tarot. Welcome. I hope you're all having a great day. I was doing some thinking, which is probably not a good thing for me, but I was doing some anyway. And I was thinking about our current, shall I say, our current political dilemma. I'll call it that. I'm really not a supporter of our current administration. And I was just thinking, I know many people still are, but I was thinking, is this really necessary? Why have we been given this lesson? I often look at the I Ching and it talks about uh, sometimes we're given difficulties in order to learn something. So I started thinking about this situation. And what I've come to, the conclusion I've come to, is that this situation we're currently in, as difficult as it is, had to happen, had to be. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we have to learn a lesson. We have a lesson to learn. And we have to go through these things that we're currently going through. And I'm going to discuss a little bit about those things. I'm not going to go on too long. This is going to be a short one. In order to reorganize and learn, because we as a society grow together. That means Democrats and Republicans and independents and MAGA and protesters. We all grow as a nation. We all grow together. And we should all be learning from the things that are happening in our society right now. So that is my thought on this, that we need to learn that things are happening we're not happy about. They're not the outcomes that we would like. I'm not happy about inflation. I'm not happy about taking away health care from people. I'm not happy about the cost of fuel. I'm not happy about what's going to happen to our farms as the cost of nitrogen fertilizers is going to go way up. And I'm not happy about how our military intervention is causing problems throughout the world. This isn't just happening to us. It's our growing pains, but the world is suffering from our growing pains. So I did a reading on this, and I thought the reading was rather insightful. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the reading, okay?
Oh, far out, man.
Oh, wow. All right, here it is. It's already drawn up because I did it the other day, but I just thought I would share it with you. This is going to be a short podcast again. The very first card, and the question was, even though we are in a difficult situation right now, we have an unpopular administration. What is the lesson we are to learn? And that was what the 9 card, I think it was 9 card Celtic cross. So the very first card was the Two of Swords, and that's us, the Two of Swords. Democrats and Republicans at cross purposes, right? You see them holding the two swords crossed together. That is us, and we are. The Two of Swords is also something about gathering more information. So we are still gathering information about what's going on, about the decisions that are being made in our name, and the things that are happening outside of our peripheral vision, outside of our direct observation. Things are happening, and we're still gathering information. And then on top of that was the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups, you see a guy standing there and the different cups. That is all the promises that were made to us during the election. All these promises, I'm going to, the price of food is going to go down. Fuel costs are going to be dropped in half. Your energy cost dropped in half. What other kind of promises? Cost of living is going to go down. There'll be no more foreign wars. These are all these promises that have been made, and that's what the Seven of Cups is all about. And we are looking at all these promises. Many of us are, even people of the opposite point of view as myself. They're looking at what happened to all those promises that were made. When are those things going to manifest? At the foundation of the reading is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is we're coming from a place of stability. of happiness, of a foundation of doing well, a place in the sun, that we were doing really well, a foundation of stability. In the past, we have the 6 of Wands. You see a man on a horse, and he has a well, the wreath of victory. That has to do with our current administration selling this idea to us that they were able to control the media, they were able to successfully control the messaging, and that's what it means. And we, most of the American people kind of bought it. Above, we see the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles has to do with a conscious lesson or aspiration. This is the independence, self-sufficiency, cultivated stability, maturity, personal responsibility that is important. The lesson may not ultimately be political at all. It may be developmental. And then what's in front of us? We have the Nine of Swords. We have a lot of anxiety. We have a lot of worry about what's ahead of us. Things have been promised, but the things that have been promised aren't coming out, aren't materializing the way they were explained to us. And we are into things that we can't find our way out of. And I'm thinking about the conflict in the Middle East. That is an issue that we have gotten, that our leadership has got us into in our name, that doesn't seem to be a good way out of it. And we have a lot of anxiety over this, that we really wanted. This is something where we really wanted. And then here is the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles has to do with, actually, in this case, it has to do with generational learning. Multi-generational learning, that not only people in my generation, I'm a boomer, I'm the last of the boomers, and I know a lot of boomers out there are supportive of the administration. Are we learning generationally? Did this generation learn anything from this experience? And there's the generation below me. I think that's millennials. Can't remember all the generations, the younger generations, let's just say that. Are they learning? There was a generation of young men who were big supporters of this administration. Are they learning? So this learning is happening to us throughout multi-generations, through all the generations that currently exist. And we didn't get here to this place over one election. Our country is coming up on 250 years. This is 250 years of experience, 250 years worth of generations that have brought us to this place. And then we have the the Hermit. The Hermit has to do with pulling away from all the noise and all the confusion that's been going on in order to sort out what's really happening. In order to sort that out, you need to not so much isolate yourself, but pull back from all the noise and all the things that have been pumping into us by right-wing media, by left-wing media. We need to pull back as an individual and think about what's really going on. What is really the truth here, without being influenced from anyone from the outside. And this is what we need to do as a nation, as a population. We need to pull away from the noise. Who are just trying to sell us a product? There's somebody trying to make money on us, as from clicks, from sponsors, from products. We need to pull away from all that, just so we can figure this out. And we need a little quiet. And the way you do a little quiet is you just pull back. You see a man there, the Hermit. He has a staff of wisdom, a staff of knowledge, and a light of wisdom to support him. Take the staff and the light into your hand and pull back and think about this a little bit. Hopes and fears is the Three of Cups. This is what we would really like. We would like that mind, body, and spirit joined together once again in order to have a peaceful society. That is our hopes. And we fear that that may never happen again. We hear so much about possibility of civil wars in this country, disruption in this country, disruption of the election process. That's not what we want. That's not what the population wants. They want happiness. They want a oneness uh, of both parties. Not a, but at least they can't. There'll never be oneness, right? There's always going to be some conflict, and some conflict is good. But all that conflict has to do with the betterment of the country, not just the betterment of one party. And then the final card is the Five of Swords. That one is how can I say this? You know the truth. The final outcome, many of us will know the truth. And I'm going to use the same reading I always get on this. You see a man with a Five of Swords here. You see him a green tunic and the swords on his shoulder, and you got to hold the sword of truth, your own personal truth. You have to hold that close to your chest. The green tunic is having a thick skin because some of your opinions, may not be very popular. And then you see the people in the background. I think these are common meanings for this card. And the people in the background have to do with our society is taking, how can I say, we're going directions we may not approve of. Things like selfishness and self first is what's taking priority over the country and the welfare of others. And we have to keep what's the truth of this? Sure, we worry about our families. Sure, we worry about our 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 neighborhoods, our population. But there has to be some kind of shared responsibility, and that's just not a popular point of view in our current situation, in our current environment. So I'm going to wrap this up for today. I hope you all have a great day. Send me back a note. Let me know what you think about this reading. You can get a hold of me at john@johnstarot.net, and I'll have these little short podcasts up there. If you would like a reading, let me know. Send me a little email, and we'll set up a time to do it. We can do it live, or I could do it independently. And I'm not expensive, But in the old days, if somebody did a reading for you, if a psychic did a reading for you, you'd give them a chicken, right? Today we do a Venmo, and we do some PayPal, we do stuff like that. It's a little inconvenient to give somebody a chicken. So till next week, be careful, be cool, be kind, and I will get in touch with you again. All right, have a great day.